Courthouse Commissioners Courtroom, number 110, 105 West Corpus Christi Street, Beeville, Texas, 78102. The Reverend Maggie Musler is going to lead us in prayer. If we would all please stand and join her.
We thank you, God, that this land is still governed by the people's representatives. Let democratic processes be seen at their best in this time of testing. As this court discharges its duties, guide the people here and the decisions they must make today. Give them the grace of humility and shine your guiding light into every mind. Break down every thought that has ignored your prompting. May what is done today be so clearly right that it needs no argument. Let us be swayed not by emotion or ambition, but by calm conviction. And God, please heal our land. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The Texas Pledge.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you all. Thank you again, Reverend Musler. Am I pronouncing your last name correct? Oh,
Yep.
Gone. Oh, that's it.
Yes, you are.
Next time, yeah. Do we have any other visitors in the audience who'd like to identify themselves? Here we have a few. Hey, how are you? Okay, moving on. Commissioner's Court opening remarks. I believe it's Commissioner Salazar's turn.
Yes, sir. Not much, just regular county business. Talk to Ray and Tyler some of the issues going on in my precinct, but they've been taken care of.
Excellent.
Appreciate that.
Thank you. Commissioner DeWitt?
Not a whole lot going on. Had some comments from some folks about rattlesnakes. And I noticed Road and Bridge, in their comments, they had a close call with one of their employees. I know Commissioner Farias has killed some rattlesnakes lately, so they're out there. They're big. They're trying to get ready for the winter, so be careful. Watch where you step. The other comment I had from the precinct is they reminded me that with the wind farm and the solar farm, which the solar farm probably won't come before the court because we don't have a reinvestment zone for them. They've been approved to proceed from Pawnee School District, that the combined worth of both those projects to B County is around $400 million. And we have not granted any tax abatement, so that will be totally taxed, $400 million. No tax.
Excellent. Thank you, Commissioner Farias.
This week had one of the Zoom meetings I've had with the commissioners and judges conference and trying to reschedule because of COVID. So they did cancel it. They're going to provide information for the commissioners and judges to do their online hours for the year. So that's forthcoming. And then the other meeting was with on the jail, trying to get some items corrected or get that punch list down. So I had a meeting with PCM and the judge also. And then just 3 or 4 calls, but Mr. Gonzalez took care of those with Road and Bridge already on the corners of some of our streets. So thank you. Pass.
Yeah, just normal business. Had a VAP meeting last week, and I do have let me give you a 2020 overview of what has been done currently. Of course, we the VAP, the Beeville Area Partnership, hired a film crew to create corporate videos and commercial promotion highlighting and I want to read this so I don't miss anything. Read the highlighting the Beeville, B Area, B County communities. Commercials aired on Fox Business News on the 2nd and the 5th. Corporate videos can be found on the newly developed B Area Partnership website. We hired a firm to develop a B Area Partner website located at bareapartnership.com. This is all one word. The interactive website highlights commercial buildings and sites and highlights education, healthcare, recreation in B County with the direct links to our partners in the community. Created and developed the process for the Beeville COVID-19 Economic Relief Grant Programs funded by BEIC. The program funded over 27 local businesses, totaling over $115,000 in grant funds. We also partnered with the Corpus Christi Regional Economic Development Corporation to study strategies, provide analysis and identify target industry sectors, prioritize efforts, and provide a roadmap for implementing strategies that can mitigate weaknesses and enhance our strengths. The study will include education, workforce, small business development, construction, asset analysis specific to Bee and Beeville, Bee County partnered with several local organizations and businesses for the Bee Dressed to Impress, an event designed to help women get back into the work. The BAP is a home to the temporary closet, and we'll schedule appointments for women to find items to wear for up-and-coming interviews. Currently, like I stated last meeting, we have 17 applications for a new director, and we're in the middle of vetting that out now. And should have a director. He or she will have a huge list to attract. As talking to one of the members, the Steel Dynamics, I think most of y'all read, Steel Dynamics had 3,500 people apply. They've already hired over 380. They will be hiring from that group of people. Currently, we have 30 to 35 businesses, support businesses, looking for a place to house, to help Steel Dynamics. So our new director, when hired, will have a huge list of things that need to be done to bring business back to Bee County. And other than that, just normal business. I did meet with Rich Saunders. We did get an agreement signed. Didn't need to come over here. It's just for the power lines coming out of South Bee County from Frio Wind Farms. And then we're still working on, I think Ray and I both have a copy of the highlighted road agreement that we'll bring before the judge and Mr. Knight to look at. No big changes other than there's a few little things here and there. So we're moving forward on that one. Again, that's just affecting one large, huge ranch on the backside of Bee County and just affecting one county road. So, but that's pretty much it right now. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. I don't really have anything particular that I need to share with y'all. It's been somewhat busy, but most of the accolades that I would have to share would be of our staff, Mr. Willow, Sheriff and his team, Commissioner Farias, and each one of y'all for the day-to-day efforts that y'all do and keeping the county moving forward. So thank you guys for all of that. Moving forward, agenda item number 7, the following items are of an administrative nature. Commissioner's Court has been furnished documentation on each item, and all such items may be acted upon by one vote without being discussed separately unless requested by a commissioner or county judge.
Move to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Well, if you wanted to look at the financial statements, I mean, if you don't, just a really quick tidbit, our sales tax, the July receipt, compared to last year, it was down $4,000. We hadn't really seen a dip from last year, you know, the months that we've had here in this COVID climate, but anyway, that's not too bad, so I just wanted to report on that.
If you would, let me take that one step further. Looking at the overall general fund comparison of revenue, the county sales tax increase, decrease this year over last year is a little over $69,000. But if you go down to the bottom, the increase total is 1.4 million, 13.07% more than this time last year. So a lot of it is our ad valorem taxes and one thing and another. So from what I'm seeing, Madam Auditor, correct me if I'm wrong, county's in good shape.
I agree with you, yes, that's
Good.
a correct statement.
Thank you. That's what I saw, and I want to bring it to everybody's attention.
Thank you.
Commissioner. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes without exception. Thank you, gentlemen. Deliberate and consider, I have such a hard time with that word, and consider action on the following items. Agenda item number 8, project expenditure approval, PEA for Smith Seckman Reed, August 2020 invoice for the Sheriff's Office New Jail.
Move to approve as presented.
I have a motion to approve as presented. Do I have a second? Second. I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. Agenda item number 9, PEA for Brinkley Sergeant Wigington Architects, July 2020 invoice for the Sheriff's Office New Jail.
Move to approve as presented. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. Thank you, gentlemen. Agenda item number 10, 2020 waste feeding contract extension for the county's cloud PBX AAS system and telephony services. We have a representative from Waste Feed here this morning. Let me first kind of go through my thought process on it. This is my agenda item. Waste Feed submitted this contract extension as an alternative alternative opportunity to extend the previous contract that the county had for many years. At this stage, we've failed to really develop or to receive a vibrant bidding situation that we could consider last time when we went out to bid, public bid for a new telephony system. And upon further reflection as well, the amount of assistance, donated items, and donated time and effort that Waste Feed has provided, and the partnering that Waste Feed has provided to the county over the course of the last 5 to 8 years, 5 years, 8 years, something like that, a long time. Is something that we both appreciate, and I did want to recognize, although that's not a driving force behind the consideration this morning. The driving force behind the consideration this morning is simply that the county has many, many irons in the fire, and we have many troubling things that we're trying to address at this point in time. We have a great vendor with Waste Feed, and it's a relationship that we need to support, and it's for the best interest of the county that I think we ought to go ahead and it's my recommendation, and I'll make the motion to enter into this contract extension with Waste Feed for the county's cloud PBX AAS system and telephony services. Second. I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Changes to
Yes.
the pricing?
Yes, what you'll see in the changes from what we're currently paying is, the user licenses at $116. That went at $5, which is an increase of $580 monthly, $6,960 annually.
Is that Microsoft too? No?
It says, Cloud PBX AAS user licenses.
Gotcha.
Good, and we do. We have Waste Feed here this morning. If anybody would like to
Try
hear
that.
hear their presentation. I don't want to cut you off at the knees, but I don't think that it's going to be necessary at this point in time for you to provide any presentation.
The better I am.
Good. Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes without exception. Thank you, gentlemen, and thank you, Waste Feed. Now I'm going to move agenda item number 24 up. So we're going to now consider agenda item number 24, Microsoft Email Services Contract Renewal. Go ahead, Greg, sorry.
And this is just house cleaning. It's a standard contract renewal, and it's only for the pricing to guarantee us the price for the next 3 years. We still pay the annual fee. Each year when it comes up, we can choose to continue or not. This is just for pricing purposes.
Okay. Any further discussion, any questions or anything?
Move to approve.
I have a motion, do I have a second? I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes without exception. Thank you, gentlemen.
Mind if I be excused, sir?
I do not. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Yeah. You may do if you want. You don't have to stay. You're welcome to.
Well, that's okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming in. Please be safe going home. Okay, agenda item number 11, Driscoll Children's Hospital confirmation form for providing emergency 911 and emergency transfer services in a county other than the county of licensure. This is my item. This was a request from Driscoll Children's Hospital asking for approval from us since they do transport to their hospital down in Corpus.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. Thank you, gentlemen. Agenda item number 12, expo request for use of pavilion for Real Food Produce Box Distribution on September 29, 2020. We're so excited. They are coming back again. They really liked our expo setup, and this is just getting them into the formal process of requesting in advance. I have a motion, do I have a second? Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? I don't think I heard it. I think I heard one aye. I'm sorry.
Aye.
All opposed? The motion passes without exception. Thank you, gentlemen. I'm sorry I'm going too fast. I
You're
should slow down.
embarrassing me, guys.
We're a little slow in the uptake this morning.
You carried the day. Statewide, agenda item number 13, statewide automated victim notification services, SAVNS, grant contract for fiscal year 2021.
Move to approve.
Sorry.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
I just wanted to comment that this is a $48 decrease, which is on our revenue side as well as our expenditure, so $48, and that's already changed that in the budget.
Okay.
Can you save this bidding on?
Okay, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes without exception. Thank you, that was a very strong aye. We're going to pass, I'm going to pass on 14 for right now, but we may come back to it later on in the, during the meeting. Agenda item number 15, appointment to the Bee Development Authority Board of Directors. Commissioner Farias?
I sit on that board, so we have a vacated seat there, and searched, and I have come up with Mrs. Alexis Bledsoe to fill that seat for the this upcoming 2-year term. So that's my motion.
I'll second.
I've got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? I'd like to say that I know that Commissioner Farias did a very, you did, no, you made a strong effort to identify multiple options and opportunities, and I too feel that Alexis will do a great job for the county, and I'm glad.
That's right. I mean, there's just a lot of people don't put in the time for it, so, I mean, I shook the bushes hard to get this person there, and she's willing to go through it. I think it'd be good.
I do too. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes without exception. Thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna call it, and then I'll turn it over to you. Okay. We're going to return to agenda item number 14, resolution honoring Bob Horn for exemplary service. Commissioner DeWitt, you have the floor, sir.
Judge, if you would, I fog up whenever I have this mask on, for me to take the mask off.
Of course.
Don't breathe, Commissioner. And I'm going to stand to read this. I'm very humbled and honored to read a resolution honoring Bob Horn. As y'all know, Bob Horn has been our sheriff for years and years and years. He's a person of high stature. We're glad he could make it here this morning. And if you would, let me read the resolution, and then we have a presentation for you, sir. Whereas the Bee County Commissioners Court represents the citizens of Bee County, and whereas there exists an individual, Mr. Robert L. Bob Horn, in Bee County who has dedicated his adult life to the safety and security of the citizens of Bee County by efficiently and effectively operating and maintaining the Bee County Sheriff's Office and Jail. And whereas the Bee County Sheriff's Office and Jail was dedicated in 1989 and preserved above the entrance reads the inscription, Bob Horn, Bee County Jail, in honor of his dedication in public service. And whereas Bob Horn began his law enforcement career in San Patricia County as dispatcher at age 19 in 1961, then as a deputy before being drafted into the United States Army in 1963, Bob returned as a Sergeant E5 to his position as a deputy, then joined the Bee County Sheriff's Office in 1968 as deputy, then chief deputy. Bob was honorably retired in 2004 after 38 years B County service, being elected B County Sheriff 8 times with total law enforcement service of 40 years. Bob and his wife Brenda reside in B County, celebrating 48 years of marriage. Bob continues to serve with renewed dedication to his community and church. And whereas the former B County Sheriff's Office and jail has been replaced in August 2020, and whereas the B County Commissioner's Court, as well as several B County residents, deputies, and law enforcement staff have expressed appreciation for Bob Horn's exemplary service, and therefore be it resolved, following input from area law enforcement professionals, elected officials, and residents, the B County Commissioner's Court respectfully recognizes Bob Horn for his service and dedication and presents him with the official 1989 dedication plaque from the former Bob Horn County Jail. And before we go any further, I'll make a motion to approve the resolution of the plaque. Do I have a second?
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception.
So we have a resolution for you, sir, and a plaque. How would you like to do this, Judge?
Why don't we do this? Why don't we all start by standing up and giving them a round of applause? So we can bring them up here. Sheriff Horn, if you come up here, maybe right back here, we can take off our temporary. Yeah. Sure. I'll lose a piece of accoutrement in the county.
Big stuff. Got it? There you go. Little by little. Right? I understand.
Smile real big.
Would help if I turned it on, right?
Feel like we're waiting on an old timey photograph.
Big flag.
We want it to be on the
Oh, boy. Lately. Perfect.
Got it, Mr. Gibbs? Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, yeah, you can bring that up. That'll be right.
Once we get the resolution signed, I'll get it to Laura and figure it out. There we go, thank you.
Oh, no, I'll work it out. Oh, don't worry about it. Who did that, Andy? Yeah, Blake. Remember that nothing played on. He got the joke. Yeah.
Thank you, chewing on my ear, help me say.
Yeah, she told me I wasn't free. She told me I wasn't free. No.
She told me that.
I told her you don't get the stuff. So you started investing $500,000. Put your own. But I understood her position, and I'm okay with it.
$5?
No, I'm glad she called. No, I'm glad you called me.
Okay. On 3. Wow.
Yeah, no,
Awesome.
the misunderstanding. I guess, we didn't initially have to have it not be in the budget. We're just waiting on the actual We worked it all out.
Good.
Or we didn't.
Worked out. So, but she doesn't, especially.
She must have spoke to you after she spoke to me after. Okay, thank you all. Agenda item, moving on to agenda item number 16, request to donate surplus desks from Sheriff's Office to the B Area Partnership.
Yeah, this one was mine. I've been told that the Sheriff's Department has a bunch of, or a few desks that are salvageable but unusable, and we were wanting to see if, one of them could just be donated straight into the BAP, because we have one that's just on its last leg, and we're kind of needing another desk. So, that's my request, that's my, motion to, request this donated surplus desk to the sheriff, to the Beeville Area Partnership from the Sheriff's Department.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Second with a suggestion.
A motion and a second, further discussion?
I would recommend if we have two, put one down in the corner, that way you got it extra if you need it.
I think the pictures I'm looking at, there's more than one.
Yeah, there's been
There's
one,
several.
yeah, there's been, one with a little attachment kind of that was chosen,
Okay.
that, there's just not a whole lot to.
Is there any other
choose
formal process that we have to
No.
undertake in order
No.
to do this?
Not for the death of this matter, no, it doesn't have anything, I mean, Veronica's already done, her pictures and her inventory of the death. That's where she kind of started because, BAP did want, the death.
Is there additional furniture at the old jail?
It's not
like
nothing that can
1834?
be, yeah.
No, that's the
No,
old
there's
jail.
only one room in there.
Move up a notch.
It's old jail.
How many?
I don't think, I
No,
don't
the old
think
jail
so.
is the one that this does. The old jail is the one.
Yes,
by
the one over
Flanagan
here.
House.
I just wonder
No,
how
I
many
don't
counties
think
can
so.
attest to the fact that they have a bunch of old jails.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
There is some random furniture in there, but I don't know if it's
Yeah,
salvageable.
random is
Random is
the main
I
word
was
on
just
that
thinking
one.
if there's any other.
The thing that I have to appreciate is when you're using that equipment all the time, you don't realize how bad it is until you move into something and you have new stuff, and then you look back on what you had, and there's a twisted leg, and the drawer's crooked, and the front's off, and thank you guys for all you've done all these years with that stuff, because you've got duct tape on it and everything else holding it together.
So the files that are holding that leg level, you gonna keep those files?
My old desk, that I inherited, had a writ in 1939 for theft of a chicken.
Wow.
The grand jury indictment for theft of a chicken, 1939.
We expect that these new desks that are in the new jail will have writs from 2000 in 2050. Knock on wood.
Yeah, I also have to comment, because and not just there, everywhere.
Yeah.
They deal with that sticky drawer that's been there for 10 years, and that jiggle it as you open it type deal, and, yeah, the employees that we have, they deal with it.
Well, it could be that they're in such bad shape, they don't want to encourage people to stay in the office.
They give me one of those.
Get them out on the street.
There you go.
Okay, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. Thank you, gentlemen. Agenda item number 17, declare desks at the sheriff's office located on Toledo Street as non-functional, salvageable, and to dispose of, or disposable of said property.
Move to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
With a comment.
Sure.
When we do this, get rid of that stuff. Please, get rid of it. Don't just stack it up somewhere and move it from one place to another. It needs to go in a dumpster.
That's what our plan is. We'll be teaming up with the sheriff's office once they, get out the items that can be of use. A lot of the, your cleansers and your kind of paper goods that can still be moved over, those I think maybe need to be moved over, and then we can fully get in there, to really assess the different small equipment and that sort of thing.
Because it could come to the point of getting a roll-off dumpster, because there's a few things out
We're
there
talking
in the
about
storage
that.
yard that need to go in it too, get it all done at one time.
Yeah, we have talked about that, yes.
we continuing the air conditioning and all of that building, just in case we have to go back in, because it's gonna get molded and everything real quick?
Until, of course, the sheriff's office let us, give us a heads up to go ahead and cut it off. But I think y'all need to go ahead and get all of the things you need to get out of there out, and then, we can talk about shutting off.
I'm sorry, I had to go this.
No, this is
We're
fine.
getting close, yes.
Okay.
We're getting close.
Okay.
I don't think we voted yet.
No, we haven't. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. Thank you. Agenda item number 18, submission of 2021 salary order for the B County Auditor and Assistant Auditors for certification in accordance with Chapter 152.905 of the Local Government Code.
Move to approve?
I have a motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. With a comment, Commissioner Federici?
No, go ahead. Which district does you?
She does a great job.
Okay,
Thank
she
you.
does. We are fortunate to have April and her team. I have a motion and a second. There's no further discussion. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. That was a strong aye, gentlemen. Thank you.
I
Agenda
want you to remind the judges who did the strongest aye.
Thank you, thank all of y'all, thank you.
She will be reporting at the end of this meeting.
I wanted more.
It's too late, Commissioner.
We gotta move this train on.
Uh-huh. Agenda item number 19, award RFP 19/20-010, Emergency Management COVID-19 Mobile Unit tentative to Texas Division of Emergency Management, TDM contribution. Mr. Willow, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you. Mike Willow, Emergency Manager. This item is put forth for the CARES Act funds. Should we be awarded the CARES Act fund for this project? We went out for a quote. There was 2 bids received, one for $84,000 and one for $64,000. We picked the company Midway. They are the bid for the $64,000. They had everything that we asked for, and it does not have a lot of the bells and whistles that the other trailer has, because frankly, for our purpose to fight the COVID, we don't need all those bells and whistles. Okay, so we just went out and tried to get our best bang for our buck. And once again, this is all contingent to TDM approving this item for us to go out and get it. So that's our recommendation, Commissioners, to award it to Midway.
Move to approve?
Second.
Oh, motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. Thank you, gentlemen, and thank you, Mr. Willow. Agenda item number 20, order of general election on November 3, 2020 for county offices.
Move to approve?
Second.
Got a motion and a second. There's no magic language, Ms. Warnick?
Sorry, the order's been written up, it just needs your signatures,
Perfection.
and then I also have the notice of election for
Okay.
you to sign.
Thank you, ma'am. It's starting to get real.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about it. It's
Has
gotten
been.
real
That's
for
right,
me 2 months
Commissioner,
ago.
sorry.
Has been.
Has been real for me, but 2 months.
All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. I was looking at it from a completely different point of view.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, Commissioner. Agenda item number 21, request for use of county debit card to purchase a Lincoln Electric welding machine from Home Depot for the maintenance department. We don't have anybody from maintenance here this morning. I'm happy to discuss it. I spoke with John Y. about this last week. They have a little bit extra money in their budget. This would allow them to, Gabe, I think Gabe is the one that's a certified welder. It'll allow us to do small projects and repairs, especially out at the expo where we've got a lot of steel and iron at a lower cost than hiring out.
Yeah, I would second with a comment. I don't know of a farmer out here that doesn't have a welding machine, so they're vital.
Yes. I have a motion and a second. No further discussion. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. Thank you, gentlemen. Agenda item number 22, contract renewal between UniFirst and B County for the Road and Bridge Department. Mr. Gonzalez, you're here. I think this is pretty standard. They provide your uniforms for your crew,
Yes, sir.
and you're just recommending that we.
I recommend that, they get the contract.
Move to
Move to
approve?
approve.
It's a very good service.
I'll second.
second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. Agenda item number 23, solid waste contract for the B County Collection Centers. Mr. Gonzalez, do you have anything on this?
That's just the contract that you have to sign.
Okay.
Move to approve. Second.
A motion and a second. Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes without exception. Thank you, gentlemen. We've addressed agenda item number 4. Agenda item number 25, recommendation from the Policy Formulation Committee on changes/additions to the following sections of the B County Policy Handbook. Section 8.16, administrative leave. Who's gonna take the lead on this one?
He's coming around the corner now, sir.
He'll be coming around.
He watches in his office.
Basic Commissioner and Judge, this is just a continued clarification of the policy, in regards to, administrative leave and all these that we have to deal with in the COVID-19. There's been kind of a little bit of confusion in regards to department heads and elected officials of how to bring back employees, what they need to do for employees when they're out, how much time they get. This policy actually clarifies that and gives them options.
Good work. Move to approve. Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? I'd like to thank the policy committee. I think this is one of multiple times that they've met over the course of the last 3 weeks trying to tweak this policy to make it applicable, easy to understand, and flexible for our employees. So thank you guys for everything that you're doing, and Jaime for all the overtime work that you're putting in trying to guide the community through COVID-19.
Good job.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes without exception. Thank you, gentlemen. Excellent, excellent timing, 9:45. That gives me about 45 minutes to discuss agenda item number 26. Update, discussion, and possible action regarding B County COVID-19 status, preparedness, and contingency planning. I start with a joke, but as we are all very, very aware, COVID-19 is no joke. I don't make light of the disease and the impact that it's had on our community. However, without waxing too positively, I will say that over the course of the last probably maybe 10 days now, Mr. Willow hopefully agrees with me, we've seen something of a leveling off of new cases in the community. We're hoping that this is a plateau and that we will maybe even see a decrease over the course of the next couple of weeks. We did have the military in on Friday and Saturday again, so we will likely, if history is any indication of what's going to happen in the future, we will likely see a bump today, tomorrow, or Wednesday. By Wednesday, all of those test results should be back, and we'll have a better idea of exactly where the county stands. Of course, the overall infection, a number of infected individuals from the beginning of this, beginning of recording cases of COVID-19 to today is still a small fraction of our overall county population. But to those that have contracted COVID-19, many of them suffer very serious medical issues, pain, discomfort, disruption for weeks, and in some cases a month or more of inability to return to work. And we expect that this situation for some of our county constituents is going to continue to persist through the fall. The Federal CARES Act funding grant mechanism is open through the end of the year, in addition to the trailer, which we are trying to work very closely with TDM to identify and ensure that what we're requesting and what we've approved contingent on better guidance from TDM will ultimately be accepted as a proper CARES Act funding reimbursement request. In addition to that, we're also looking at trying to figure out a way to provide additional short testing for our county. And when I say short testing, I should say short turnaround time on testing. As it stands right now, in all honesty, I don't know if it's something that we will be successful in. Certainly, we're one of 256 counties in the state of Texas and one of, I don't know how many thousands of all the gamut, large corporations, small corporations that have a need and a desire for rapid testing. Availability may be as large an issue for us as cost, but it is something else that we're looking at. And we're willing to entertain any ideas that any members of the community or, of course, obviously, any commissioners might have with respect to other mechanisms of support that we might be able to finance through CARES Act. It is a somewhat restricted group of funds or block of funds. So whereas it sounds great on the front end, the federal government is giving millions of dollars to local jurisdictions around the nation. The reality is they are making millions and making billions, 11 billion in Texas, available to local jurisdictions around the nation. They're making it available with stringent protocols, requirements, policies, procedures, and guidelines, plus multiple layers of federal oversight, state oversight, that jurisdictions such as us have to navigate through. And it's also on a reimbursement basis. So once we pull the trigger, we should be relatively confident. We should be very confident that ultimately we'll be approved and we'll be reimbursed, because otherwise we're merely spending our reserve fund amounts, and that's something that in these uncertain times we are not super comfortable doing. I don't think I have anything else regarding COVID-19 at this time, but I'd open the floor if Mr. Willow has anything he'd like to share, or if the commissioners have any questions for myself.
Mr. Willow, that trailer, we can get that trailer, I think it'll serve all the areas, rural areas, and get out there sometimes instead of everybody coming to D County or Beeville. And we can get that, I think that would be great. And we appreciate all the effort that you put in, sir.
Well, thank you. Mike Willow, Emergency Manager. One thing that we're doing with, we noticed this weekend with the testing, with the military, we had a lot of people from outside of Beeville come through. Apparently there's a school district close by that their, one of their sporting teams, a couple kids tested positive, and so all of a sudden they needed to be checked. It was not B County. Okay, I gotta make sure that's it. So a lot of people came down from other counties to us because we're providing the testing. So we will not be marked as having a COVID positive in B County if they live in other counties. So, the only thing they did is drive a little extra to get a test to rest assured that they're okay. So, have to put that. This trailer is not only going to be used, we could take this thing to the farthest corner of B County, park it. We can go into all these little neighborhoods where people can't come out and get in, and we can provide the test. That's the goal. Everyone says no kid left behind. If we have to go and find the elderly people to be tested to make sure that they're okay, that's the goal. So we're trying to do that.
We can't possibly buy a vehicle full set trailer out of this fund.
No.
We're working on it.
We're looking at it because
we thought about that right off the bat.
Because the vehicle needs to be, if it's a customized vehicle, it can work in tandem with the trailer.
Absolutely.
That otherwise it would enhance the usability of the trailer, not only for COVID testing, but ultimately for the rollout and the making available to everybody in our county a COVID vaccination when that does come.
Yes. And it'd be safe to say that B County would probably be the only one that would have a COVID trailer like that. So there's a good possibility there could be requests coming from other counties asking if we could assist them. So it's a win for South Texas. But again, it's all on the powers to be to give it, say yes, it's reimbursable.
You and I have both been in government a long time. Government can do anything it wants to, when it wants to. Change a word here, change a number here, they can do anything they want to, so we'll see how it goes.
Thank you for your
Mike, I have a
support.
quick question. What about our workforce? I know at one time, the sheriff's department, some of the employees, overall, countywide, how are we doing?
It did affect us.
I know it affects, but,
It did. And to be cautiously optimistic, okay, I like that word. People are wearing their masks. People, you know, if I forget my mask, now I don't have to worry about it because I got, you know, something to cover. So, people are being, you know, understanding. It hit home. It really did. And I think people are going, you know what, we better do this, set up. And we're trying to get people back in the workforce as fast as we can. That's why we have these policy changes that we're working on. So it's a never-ending battle. And that's one thing kind of neat about the county employees. They want to come back to work, you know, and so we have to make it to where they can, as long as it's safe for all the other folks. So right now, knock on the proverbial wood, it's been a great week for me. 2 hurricanes are missing us. COVID's going down. You know, yeah, twice 2020.
Yeah.
But, so it's, like I said, the plateau is nice. So,
And that's, yeah, thank you, Mr. Willow and Commissioner Salazar. It's a good question, and I think it gives us a good opportunity to commend our department heads and elected officials. I don't believe any office has been unable to continue to provide its core services as a result of any COVID infections by any employees. So everybody's done a really good job working through and coming up with workarounds so that we continue to do what we do for the county in this new COVID situation.
one more comment if you could.
Yes, sir.
One thing that I want to compliment the judge again and Mrs. Strata for getting these updates out twice a week. I have several people in North Peak County that, they're from Houston and Dallas. And they asked me, do y'all ever do anything like that? So I added them to the mailing list. Y'all are doing a fantastic job of getting that out. A lot of the other counties, from what I'm understanding, it's sporadic or it's not recognizable, and the people are not getting what they need, and what you guys are putting out is awesome. And I know that we all have trouble understanding the numbers, but that's built into the system because of the way they're put together. But thank y'all again, and thank you, man, for all the judge work.
Thank you, yeah. I don't want to get to the numbers.
No, we won't get into the numbers.
But it's called transparency. We're
It is.
transparent.
Absolutely.
No, I appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Anything else? That brings us to the end of this Commissioners Court meeting. Call agenda item number 27, motion to adjourn. Got a motion? Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
So y'all are waiting for me. Sorry, any opposed? Motion passes without exception. We are adjourned. Thank y'all so much.
We have another meeting at 10:30?
We do, and we've actually got 35 minutes that we can kill before then. So thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out in the middle. Are we off?
Maybe she can get those resolutions.
We may need to correct one or two of them. Minor spelling errors. Inconsequential, but.
That's fine, we can like that.
Just so you know.